Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your Essentials.tf coverage of the poLANd.tf LAN here in Łódź. I'm still going to pronounce it wrong. I am joined today by Ben, pack leader himself. How are you doing tonight, Ben?
Doing very good, yeah. It's been a long day of games, and we've still got plenty more to go. And yeah, there's been a few chaotic ones so far, few hits, few misses, and we've got POUNDLAN against 3 Steps Back coming up in this round 5 game. So 2 more rounds to go after this one, as teams sort of scramble for those last couple of playoff spots. So you can have a look at sort of what's up for grabs. As obviously there's the 3-day tournament. There's 2 more days after this, and there will be some teams going home at the end of today. And we have the top couple from each group going straight through into the upper bracket. Places underneath that going through into the lower bracket, and then the last couple will be going home early. Well, not literally. They'll be staying and watching and entering the B tournament and such, but they'll be out of the contention.
Yeah, absolutely. And now these teams we are talking about, we were saying 3 Steps Back and POUNDLAN. Both these teams in our A bracket, I believe, are looking at 0 wins so far. So they are looking to get these couple wins. So this win is really going to matter to them because after this, they've only got 2 games left, right? So this is not their final stand. If they win the next 2, it's good for them. But unless they do, it's going to be really different for them. Yeah, as we see on here, both 3 Steps Back and POUNDLAN not looking so hot. So going to need to be their strong competition after this. So difficult situation, right, Ben?
Yeah, it's a rough one, right? Both these teams coming in through that last chance knockout stage of the qualifier, so coming in as a couple of our lower seeds in the tournament, and yeah, they've struggled in some of their earlier games, in particular against the top teams. Obviously, we've got teams like Witness, Vedas, Lisi Stoof and such, doing very, very well in Prem, and then there's these teams who are a bit further down, obviously still battled it through that really tough, grueling qualifier and made it here, but now, yeah, this is the chance. Both of them really, really need to get those 3 points on the board to leap over George and maybe have a dream at getting into those lower bracket spots.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've definitely got an opportunity. We've seen signs of life from both these teams so far. And actually, these teams did end up playing each other in the qualifier. Who was it that ended up winning? Do you remember?
It was actually POUNDLAN who won. It was a bit of a weird series. It was a 2-1, but the last map was a 5-0 on the decider for POUNDLAN. I think they rolled it pretty hard on Snakewater, but yeah, again, like POUNDLAN were going to be eliminated from that qualifier until, of course, TF2 Easy Black dropped out of the tournament. POUNDLAN coming in as 8th team in the qualifier, so got a new lease of life. They weren't wiped out of the qualifier. Yeah, obviously beat 3 Steps Back, but yeah, that was enough to sort of slot them into that last position where they were extended the hand of an invite, and luckily, yeah, they'd all booked spectators tickets anyways, didn't have to book flights last minute or anything silly like that.
Yeah, it's very good to happen. And I think we are going to have a little look at the maps now, so let's see what we're going to be playing against. Ooh, so an early ban by 3 Steps Back on Gully Wash, obviously fearing the soldiers a little bit on that POUNDLAN. Then POUNDLAN going against that Bagel and Snakewater as well. So I think a lot of the teams not liking Bagel so far in the day. I don't think have we seen any Bagel on the cast?
I don't think we have yet. It's a weird map for LAN, right? I know LAN Koth gets scrappy and Bagel itself gets quite scrappy, so those combined you could end up with some absolute disasters. But yeah, onto product. Another Koth that we saw it earlier on in Alien Workshop, picked up a nice win in it. And had lots of fun with snipers. So again, obviously it's one of the maps where if you want to run a full-time sniper, this is the place to do it. Scouts obviously going to have a lot of fun. So big eyes on those 4 scouts across either of the 2 teams, because this is really the dream map for them if they want to step up.
Well, you say you thought it was the scouts, but have you ever seen the Lupus sniper?
Oh, the Lupus sniper is good, yeah.
He is good on the sniper. I expect Lupus to bring out the sniper. I would not expect the POUNDLAN team to go for this map unless they were confident on that Lupus sniper. That's my little inkling. I may be wrong, but yeah, I'm really expecting that. I mean, allowing LF Beans and Top to stay on their class is going to be super strong. Neither of them known as a strong sniper player. And I don't know if 3 Steps Back really has a counter for it, looking at their roster. I know Jacob, he's okay on the sniper, so he might be able to off-class it, but I don't think he's at the caliber Lupus is.
Yeah, Lupus is lethal. Yeah, as we saw earlier, like it can even just be the threat of having a sniper, right? Is it means that it forces the enemy medic, the enemy demo to sit in weirder positions, and they're more vulnerable to that remaining soldier, or perhaps some runs across point, some spam, things like that. And yeah, like even if the sniper isn't necessarily tearing off heads, which of course Lupus has showed he's able to do, it can still be dangerous for these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do we want to have a little look at rosters quick? Do we have that graphic? Okay, we don't have that graphic. We can have a little quick chat about it. I mean, we are going to have on 3 Steps Back, LF Beans, a name I can't read on your sheet.
Pijaka.
We go Pijaka. Oh,
Pijaka.
Highlander legend Pijaka. He'll be definitely one to watch out for. Good on the demo and the scout. So good to see that. We have Maverick and Jacob on the soldiers. Davey, the man who had to change his name for a good 2 years because I pronounced it wrong on a cast once.
Yeah, in the qualifiers, he was actually going by on stream pronounced Day-V. And then they were like D-A-Y-V-E-E. Yeah, and I did very, very well in the qualifiers as well. And yeah, Habina rounding out that roster over on Medic. And yeah, over on the other side, we mentioned a few of these names already. We've got Torb, Lupus, we've got Sylvs, Eon, Nakari, and Ro. I guess anyone who's watching Prem last season might be familiar with Eon, was playing Med over on Havoc. But this time, switching over onto the Soldier class. And we'll be hoping
demo,
to...
actually.
Demo
yeah,
for
I was
Eon.
talking to Tob in the break. And he was
Changed it
saying,
up.
yeah, they've changed it up. Nakari, a little bit washed. Apparently has had no internet for many, many months. So they've switched over a little bit. So Nakari now going to be on the Soldier and Eon on the demo. But he's just so strong on every class. And he's been really showing himself in Prem, playing on Havoc this season. I think it was his Prem debut. He had such a good season. I mean, he was highly regarded by so many Prem players. So obviously shows he has that knowledge for the game. And coming over onto the demo, 0 ping, this man usually playing on like 90 or something.
Yeah, of course.
So
he's on land, those projectile classes, particularly demo, especially with the debts and stuff, they turn into a whole new beast. But yeah, that should be exciting to see. And yeah, of course, Nakari and Ro, team captain, going to be captaining over on Medic, over for POUNDLAN.
Any standout players for you, Ben?
Any standout players? I think I want to see the demos obviously facing off. Obviously we've talked about Eon, but I think on the other side Davey had a lot of good performances, particularly like even in like TF2 and stuff, has always been consistent, and yeah, he's one of them players that can just pop off when the time comes right. And yeah, that could be a good matchup, especially in products, right? It's a map, obviously we talk about the scouts a lot, potential for sniper. The demos can have a lot of impact. It's a close map. You can spam pipes over the top. You have all sorts of possibilities. So yeah, that should be an exciting 1v1 that we can see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd like to give a shout out to Jacob. I think he's been a big up and comer. I think in season he's been showing himself a lot. I haven't been able to see any of his games on LAN, but he's a player I'm really hoping to see some good things out of. So I think we definitely have to keep an eye on him. I mean, obviously we have a player like Sylvs to go up against.
Of course, those
are
a hard
some
matchup.
shoes to fill to try to beat Sylvs. He's very well regarded, good Div 1 player. I think he's played Prem in the past as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be lethal on this map, right? Soldier's not known to be the best class on product. Obviously, it's a scout heaven. But have you seen how a Soldier can just take over that backline? When they get behind, they're winning those 1v1s. Sylvs is that type of player that I think can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a lot of focus. Obviously, the scouts are the ones that are racking up the big numbers and such. But like with the way you say, like a Soldier can just drag the entire defense around. You have a team looking two directions. They're fearing a bomb from behind. There's someone taking all the packs from behind and stuff. You can do all sorts of chaos in the backline of the Soldier. And yeah, even if you're not necessarily doing the damage, you can just be a threat and you can be a thorn. And yeah, still someone who really hoping can do some of that in this game.
Yeah, I mean, even if we don't see that, just locking off one of those sides of the map and allowing a sniper to happen, which the prediction that's going to be super, super strong here. Oh, we have a graphic as well for the Soldiers coming right up, so we can have a little look how they've been doing. Yeah, look at that. Jacob been doing really, really well on the kill so far. Damage a minute, about the same, very similar from these two Soldiers. Obviously, it's a bit hard to say during it, but oh my god, look at that damage taken a minute by Sylvs. However, we are looking to come into this game. It is going to be 3 steps back on the blue team and POUNDLAN on the red as we are rolling up to this first mid here. Take us away, Ben.
Yeah, see what they've got in store for us. Going to be Eon just spamming those stickies over the top of the point, trying to see what damage can fall, but actually it's Beans who is taken down instantly. Nakari jumping all the way over the top. Ro's gone down in the meantime as well. We've got a bit of a scrap. It's not slow at all. Everyone just throwing themselves. Each Lupus up on the sniper, finding pot shots up towards Japan, and Maverick going to jump away alive. Neither medic surviving this mid, and what a bloodbath.
Yeah,
Megan's on spawn as well.
He is. Oh, okay. No, doesn't get anything. Yeah, I mean, that was just a bit of a messy mid-fight overall. Obviously, that Lupus sniper did come out. We were saying, oh, he might walk right into the Jacob sight line. I don't know how he manages to get away with that one, but it will be a recontest straight away here from 3 steps back. They are looking to edge a little bit of cap time. There's not too much advantage on either team here. They just need to be wary of that sniper.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit odd.
Ooh, woman.
Oh, Nakari actually thinking about it, and Hamina's just underneath as well. The rockets could be good. 1 rocket, 2 rocket, gets the third. Massive damage onto Davey and Hamina. Really nice flank there from Nakari. And going to be getting more damage on Maverick, last alive, jumping back in, trying to salvage something, but not going to manage it. POUNDLAN getting a really sizable advantage here. Massive advantage. They've got the sniper. They've only lost their demo, which I guess is going to slow down any chance at a forward hold here. But yeah, very, very nice start to this first minute for POUNDLAN.
That is why he is the Nakari. The man, the myth, the legend. Habina went down during all of this. Lupus just got a nice sniper. I was going to talk about that, how there's a huge Uber advantage here coming back in. They're going to need to get the Force. They do get the Force onto Rogue during all this. A nice bomb in there by Jacob doesn't manage to get that, but they just sniped down Habina when he crosses that sight line. So really good heads-up play. They need to be really wary of this coming through. They have evened up the Ubers here, but this just allows them to try to get a forward hold on the side of POUNDLAN here, so they got to be careful of this. But having that sniper is never as strong as having two soldiers, as LF Beans is out on the pyro here. Davies jumping in deep, so much damage. Jacob following up with the directs as well. This is looking super, super good here for the side of 3 steps back. Only 2 players remaining.
But they lose Habina though. In the midst of all of that, they lose their med. They could have had such a massive, nice advantage there, but Habina gets caught, and yeah, they are going to push forward. They are going to cap the point once they've allowed Habina to spawn up, so there's no denial. But yeah, this could have been so much better. Still not bad at all, like you say. And yeah, POUNDLAN going to have to push back in. They're still opting for the Lupus on Sniper, and it's kind of strange. We're seeing 2 soldiers instead of the double scout. They're not filling in anyone else on that scout spot, so going to potentially be hard to push in with these 2 soldiers. Going to have to make a lot of space with them because there's not going to be that usual chariot across the point. Eon, nice pipe there onto Maverick, and the carry managing to get behind as well. This is looking pretty decent on the POUNDLAN push. Ro has Uber as well to use, but might even be needed as all the frags are coming through.
Yeah, Ro got taken down scarily low at the end there, but they're doing a really good job. Eon is actually just hitting every pipe. He's just insane. There's nothing else to say. Yeah, as you were saying, those 2 soldiers feels very, very strange to have, but it does make a lot more spam for these forward holds. This is a huge, huge advantage here. LF Beans is on the pyro though, so this does make it a little bit more difficult. Not able to reflect everything, and look at just the damage coming in. Davey taken down scarily low, does go down in the end, and look at this, the picks all just going towards POUNDLAN. They do lose 1 or 2, but I don't think it's going to matter too much here. Ubers are going to be evened up, so should see a little bit of a different fight coming up next. Oh, and Lupus overextended.
Very aggressive peek there from Lupus, maybe not quite called for. Going to be forced into a very long respawn time, over 15 seconds on that one, and with Uber charges equalising, it looks like 3 sets back, this is their chance to get back in the round. They're going to have to do it quick as well. 30 seconds left on that POUNDLAN clock, and point getting capped out already. A couple of sticks to clear, and the point going to be getting dealt with, but can they get any further? And getting the Uber charge out of Ro is really, really nice. Habina trading out as well. Point still not capped. We're taking under 20 seconds now of a POUNDLAN. It's getting a bit messy, but the sniper respawning in as well. Big damage onto Davey as the bombs come across the point. Eon hitting more pipes, and the damage is looking good. Davey's gone down. Maverick's gone down, and they've both been denied. Another headshot coming out from Lupus as well, and it's looking so, so good for POUNDLAN.
Oh, they're just losing absolutely everyone here. They're playing this so well. Lupus hit some nutty headshots. He hit one on Davey, was just in the fucking air, and then was just air headshot, and then hit another just tiny little crack shot as well during that, so really well played by him. Eon hitting the pipes, and now with only 3 seconds left, they have to jump to this point. It's Maverick trying to get something. He gets a little cap time, but it's just absolutely taken down by Top, and that will be a convincing first round towards POUNDLAN.
They've got to deal with this sniper.
Yeah.
The absolute Lupus ran absolutely rampant that whole round. Tob as well, to be fair. I was saying before about how it's like you'd usually see 2 scouts with a sniper, but like if Tob's doing 2 people's work, then why bother?
Yeah, I mean that's all that's going to matter. Realistically, we are looking at a pause here, so we are going to take a little moment's break for a little bit. So I'm not sure what's happened. I can have a little look. Open the chat. Just pause, please. So maybe trying to get their mental game a little bit more, trying to figure out how to deal with this Lupus sniper. Because with those 2 soldiers, it does, I mean, it enables chaos, having 2 soldiers. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing you have to worry about, that your med just constantly get bombs, and you worry that you're just going to play on Uber disadvantage the whole game. But that's not what's happened at all for POUNDLAN. They've had Uber advantage multiple times.
It's been the opposite, exactly. Yeah, I think Habina's got 1 Uber off the whole game. It's been rather rough over on the 3 steps backside, and yeah, like you said, there's got to be some answer. Normally that involves the soldiers trying to get in behind, maybe trying to just bomb the sniper, but I wouldn't be surprised to see if there was a lot of big focus fire over towards Lupus on the start of this second mid as we start getting rolled out. Pause over, wasn't too long of one, as they're getting ready for round number 2. Lupus, of course, still on this sniper and still going to be the #1 target for 3 steps back once this mid fight starts. Yeah,
no counter here so far, so they are going to be playing around these soldiers. They have a heavy on Pajaka. I think he played heavy in Prem. I might be wrong. But yeah, I mean, a bit of a hit scan guy. They wanted to bring out something a little silly, a little goofy, and this seems to be working so far. They are getting some early kills. Eon does manage to trade 2 here, and Tob actually coming out on top a little bit, but it's maybe looking a little bit better here. Tob, if he can win this 1v1. Oh, it doesn't matter if Lupus just hits the headshot on LF Beans, a poor man, and now the chase is on. Nah, Tob shakes his head, says no, I don't want that. I don't want that
33
smoke.
HP, there's a chance of embarrassment, isn't there? If an arrow comes at an awkward time, could be rough. It's sort of weird to see a heavy as like a counter sniper. It kind of makes sense to some extent, but also kind of doesn't. I guess you're the slowest moving class, but I guess you can just shut out so much space. It's so hard for the soldiers to get anything done with a heavy to be dealt with, especially on products where you can just sit on that height. I think we saw actually in the qualifiers that the Echo went heavy on Bagel and sort of had an amount of success on it. But Ubercharge coming across from Habina. This is an advantage for them after that really nice play from Maverick on the first mid. Going to get big damage in onto Row. Top going down as well. Nice play there from Davey. And the push coming across as well. LF Beans running in. Going to do more. It's only one soldier behind. Still actually going to land on the pack. Very nice movement there and get all the way through to spawn. And he's going to try and spawn camp Habina. They're very aware of this possibility though, and Habina should be okay coming up.
Yeah, they're not letting that happen. LF Beans does clean up Silves there, so well played. It was a good try. I mean, I was just surprised that we saw Rowe get caught there. I was about to say, this Uber's stinky. This Uber is no good at all. There is no way Rowe gets caught, but he got caught. Really nice pipes coming out there by Davey, and yeah, just manages to get themselves a little Uber advantage. Jacob is in, gets Lupus, so that's that sniper dealt with. Now they might want to take this opportunity to try to walk forward, keep this momentum going a little bit, or at least shut them down a little bit. This heavy is exactly what that's going to do. Does get forced back a little bit, but I think it's kind of done its job here of disorientating this team of POUNDLAN.
Yeah, the heavy when you're holding the point is so powerful, right? Like, I guess if you'd run it all the time, if you could always be in this scenario, right, where you're looking out the point, you've got sort of scrappy Uber situations, and yeah, Lupus coming back in with a nice little headshot there, but his heavy still has to be dealt with, doing a lot of spam behind that rock. Going to be forced back a slight amount there. Lupus still trying to look for a good angle across. Not landed a headshot yet onto the big Russian minigun man, who's going to peek back in onto Lupus. Not going to manage it either. As, yeah, just see if they can work their way in. Uber's used actually across the point, see if they can get something behind this rock. Traded out much better Uber though for Habina. As it looks like they're going to try and pound and get as many players out as they can, but LF Beans coming in. Big damage. Looks like Habina's getting out as well. Really good turnaround here for 3 steps back.
Yeah, this is the second time in this match so far that we've seen Habina just have that Uber so much longer in the trade, and he was really punished this time. Rowe just could not get back out, was just chased by LF Beans, and then there was just such a collapse from the rest of the team. Just had no chance. Lovely airshot by Jacob there. It's not going to allow the Nakari to spawn camp him. Eon does trade back on demo v demo though, so it's going to give a little opening with no traps coming up here. Habina has to be a little bit careful, but this heavy just is doing so much. This is ridiculous. How does he get all those players?
4K for the heavy now for Jacques. Actually, this is unreal. The heavy is just such a massive, immovable object on the one, and even against a sniper who is sort of often thought as the natural counter, just able to one-shot. But it's all well and good unless you can actually get the angle perfectly. Nakari going to jump in, try and get in. Actually does land a very important kill to Habina. As POUNDLAN showing themselves they aren't quite out of this round just yet. 40 seconds left. They're going to have a bit of an advantage. It's going to take some time to build back up, and they've still got to have an answer to this heavy. This has been a real sort of a theory crafting kind of game. We have the sniper come out first, then the heavy. They're sort of counter-striking each other as the game goes on. Yeah,
this feels like a chess versus checkers kind of situation here. Like, you just do not expect the heavy to work this out, but it just completely changes that close round fight. They need, you know, an early kill, otherwise there's nothing they can do, or they need pressure on this heavy. But that doesn't seem to matter. Oh, that was so close to hitting Habina. That was a little bit scary. But they should have an advantage here with Habina pushed so far backwards. This heavy is not in the fight. Lupus is set up on China here. With them able to cap the point in the second POUNDLAN, gets a nice pick onto Majaka. That is a heavy out. As we were saying, you hope maybe the med, but the heavy probably the second best thing to happen here. 2 minutes left on the clock. All they have to do on 3 steps back is to just cap this point. It's simple, right? Just like walk into the sniper, don't get headshot, cap the point. It's simple as. I mean, how are our Ubers looking? It is an advantage, a slight advantage here for Habina. So they might want to just use this, and it's kind of looking how I think they want to play. They are playing it very slow. Soldier bombs do come in though onto Rowe. Nice first rocket by Maverick.
So much control.
Yeah, this is, look, they can just get on the point here.
Yeah, they're going to have to run in back. They're going to pound. They're going to have to keep everyone alive and then get onto the point. And there's Ubercharge players there as well. There's so much cap time coming through already. The heavy's on the point as well. It's going to be so hard for Poundland to get back in there. Someone's going to have to jump in. Looks like the Kari's going to be the one to try and do it. Going to deny a bit of time. Pickaxes out into the heavy, but not going to be enough. And we equalise the scores out. And now, previously we asked what to do about the sniper. Now, what to do about the heavy?
Yeah. I think this is what they got to really figure out here on the side of Poundland. I mean, the sniper was just so oppressive before, and I feel it's got a couple of picks, but it's just done nothing here. I think they need to switch up. They need to win this close game now, because they've completely changed how the stakes work. They look like they want to keep Lupus on sniper here, but Jacko is going to stay on heavy, so we are going to see, you know, them butt heads once more. I think what they need to change is the positioning on Lupus. I think he needs to play a lot more on that right-hand side, have a lot more coverage over the point, and have Silves play super, super passive to protect him, because I think this China position is just not really working for him.
Yeah, it wasn't working too, especially when there's vulnerable to these soldiers, and the soldiers coming in just about now as well. Jacko going to be taken down, but Eon, the demo, taken out in response. Both soldiers, though, on 3 steps back, falling as well. So now, Top going to run across the point. Heavy dealt with also, so it's not looking too great here for 3 steps back, as they're having to take steps back towards their own cliff. Going to keep actually a few players alive, so could have got a lot worse there if that Silver's bomb did a bit more damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Just didn't quite do what that bomb wanted to do. Heavy going down early to a little bit of a splash on the rope, but they are chasing for Rowe. Looks like he is safe for now, but they're really trading back for, you know, just space and control on this map here. Look, they look like they want to come in straight away on Poundland.
Yeah, I guess why not, right? You just lost the point. It's the perfect time to start pressuring in at 5v5, and Hikari's trying to edge out the point as well. See if they can get into it. Actually, Silves has got all the way in behind. Actually, Ubercharge comes out. Not going to matter at all. Was surely spotted there firing that rocket as the trade comes in. The heavy still up on China, but I can't see too much of the point from there. But it doesn't matter if Rowe's going to get caught as well. Really nice. And the 2 soldiers coming under Lupus, forcing him out. This is looking so good for 3 steps back.
Yeah, super, super solid. This heavy is just doing so much as well. It just means no soldier can get engaged in this game. And this thing we were talking about earlier that was going so well for Poundland of having these 2 soldiers, it's just going definitely wrong now.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like I say, they've already had almost a minute on the clock over on this third round. As we're 1-1, 3 steps back, obviously losing that first round to the sniper. But this switch up on the heavy seems to be working absolutely wonders, as Piaka still buffing up on the heavy and still not really seeing too much trouble. As Rowe's going to have a build up. Havina's got an Ubercharge advantage, going to have to be stripped away soon enough. And you've got to be so careful about the 3 steps back. You can't walk up too close, because Havina could always just flick that right mouse button and use in, and that's going to be the way. Walking straight in onto Tob, who is being chased by the pistol. I'm actually Silver's on a scout as well. This seems like the mix-up, right? They decided now 1 soldier is the way. We saw 1 scout before, but now seems like the switch when Rowe getting caught as well, not ideal.
Yeah, Rowe was just in absolute no man's land there. He was near main with no scout at all. It's just, I feel like their communication is just going into the bin a little bit here. Their game plan is not working. It worked so well on the first month. They got confident, and now nothing seems to be working for them, and they're just making small mistakes, but they're really mattering here, as they've given Habina a big Uber advantage here. Again, like, they need to really worry about these sort of things, because they can't keep making these small mistakes. Only a minute left on the clock. They really need to make something happen. And it's probably now, while there are no Ubers in play, that they need to try to get something happening. Lupus needs to go for a headshot. They don't have 2 soldiers to go in for these aggressive plays anymore. And now they just made it so difficult for themselves. They're just hanging back, waiting for this headshot. I just don't think this is a play.
Yeah, it's so hard, right, when you're in sniping positions like this, because you know that all the pressure is on you, right? You know that your entire team has to play around letting you be in position to hit the shots. If the shots aren't landing, it can just get super, super frustrating. I think Lupus needs a pretty good confidence build as soon as you start seeing flailing around. Nice 1 headshot there for 150 damage. Gonna not get the kill, though, as Ubercharge used out by Rowe. Gonna jump all the way in deep. Habina holding on for quite a long time. Actually gonna hold on completely, not fearing at all. Takes no damage whatsoever as the bombs come back across the point. Point not going to be capped, and this could be a clean 3 minutes on this third round.
Yeah, I mean, this has been super, super confident from them throughout. There's just been no plays that have got through this iron defense. I don't even think it's necessarily been the heavy so much. I think it's just been them fearing and the Uber advantage playing in the favor of 3 steps back. They do have a little overtime on the point, but I don't think anyone can get in. I think another big thing I've been seeing is Eon has been super isolated this game. I mean, we saw him hitting some really nice pipes that first round, but since then, all I feel that's happened is he's been bombed, and he's either dying or just waiting for arrows the entire time. He's not able to get that pressure there needs to as a demo man onto this heavy. And, like, because of that, I mean, you just can't do anything. I mean, Bajaka isn't particularly doing anything crazy. I think he's staying in good positions. He's watching good sight lines. He's staying out of the common sight lines that he's going to see Lupus in. But other than that, he's not playing crazy. He's not playing aggressive, making crazy plays that you could never see. I think, yeah, they just need to protect Eon. They need to do something to enable him against this heavy because Lupus is just not doing it.
Yeah, well, Eon, on what could potentially be the final mid of this product game, walking fairly aggressively across the point, trying to take as much space as possible. Maverick going to be jumping up behind, going to be having a bit of a fight, getting taken down, eventually trading at 1-1 with Lupus, but that's priority pick number 1 out of the way. The sniper going down and actually going to catch the Kari as well, and unless Silvers is able to get a kill here onto the point, it could be leaving time, and Eon, like you say, getting caught out as well, and everyone's forced back once more. And POUNDLAN, after that first round, they're really struggling to get back in. Davey as well, catching people on the retreat as these spawns are getting staggered, and it's not getting any easier for POUNDLAN.
Yeah, I mean, adding 7 seconds there onto the cap time up top is actually really big. Nice snipe onto Jacob. That could open things up. There's Heavy and Davey, the demo man, both not healthy either. So this is an opportunity if I've ever seen one. Silvs is going aggressive, making so much space here. There's Heavy just peppering, though. In from pocket. It's just being such a little nuisance. It's going to have to back up Abina. Oh, gets picked out.
That's the pick they've needed for the last 2 rounds, right? Lupus coming in. Big damage, hits a couple of nice headshots in the streak, and you know, it's such a confidence class as sniper. Right? Once the hits start going, they just keep going, and nice pickaxe there over from the Kari onto the Heavy. Going to have another bomb coming in. Can they keep Row alive? Row's down very low, going to just about survive that one all the way out, escaping over to the cliff. Going to be coming back in with some advantage. I guess it's not great, but they'll take any advantage they can get at this point. POUNDLAN, right? These last 2 rounds have looked pretty rough on their side, and now this is the time, right? This needs to be a long hold if they can make it.
Yeah, I mean, these are the opportunities, right? When this Heavy isn't set up, I say this, they lose Silvs and the Kari here. Someone has to go crazy and get like 3 picks to make this fight happening. Maverick is taken down low, but not even going to be taken out here, and there's just an absolute fight going on. Cliff, they bring a Heavy up. This is mean, and then Jacob comes in from the backline, is absolutely cleaning up. I was saying good things about this man in the pregame. He has really smart decision making. He knows when he can come in, he knows when he can go aggressive, and that was the perfect opportunity. Just snuck in behind, and he's even hiding, and manages to get the Kari on the retreat.
Yeah, great play there from the 3 sets back soldiers. Really nice work. Late respawn there, and Row as well, going to be pushing out straight into disadvantage. Could be sack wave time, but I guess the sniper, it's maybe not quite as ideal. Maybe just pressure up and just try and go for some sort of hero repeat. They've got Soldier almost contested as well. Soldiers flying all over the place. Jacob again coming in, getting dealt with by Silvers, but Sniper's gone down now. See if... Oh, they're actually going to use in. They're going to try and catch them out here. POUNDLAN going to try and escape as best as they can. Row getting out towards spawn. There's been some distraction work done by Silvers. Really nice work there. Just buying the space for Row to get out alive, but this has knocked the minute off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely has. Luckily, they do have an uber advantage. Coming in here on the side of POUNDLAN, one of the first ones we've seen in the past couple of rounds, so we'll see if they can make it happen. They do get an early pick onto LF Bean, so that's going to be 1 scout down here, 1 less person to worry about. They've only got the anti-air of the Pajaka Heavy to particularly worry about, but he's doing a good job along with Davey hitting these pipes on point, and actually Row is forced out by a rogue pipe here. It's still trying to come in and get anything. Oh, he's just so disconnected, is Row. Just barely able to get out here. Silvs does manage to take down Davey, but they still haven't even cut the point. It's going down to 45 seconds. It's just so messy here in this match now from POUNDLAN.
And the thing is, they've got to obviously wait to cap the point to not deny their spawners, and like they're going to have the point capped, and Habina's going to be like 30% away from Uber, and it's big diss side for POUNDLAN. Like with 30 seconds on the clock, it's really looking rough. The Heavy's ready to come back in from Cliff as well. And yeah, they're going to have to start backing up already over on POUNDLAN. They're going to have to come in with this Uber charge 40% up on Row. That's going to have to be a big Uber when it comes up. Otherwise, it's going to be dire times. Uber charge used out already from 3 sets back. Going to start walking in across the point. See if they can get spamming out. And yeah, actually losing 2 players. Pajaka and Maverick going down, Heavy going down is very important. And that's what POUNDLAN need, right? They're still a minute and a half down on the clock. They need this Uber advantage, and they need to just be able to set up a vice grip of a hold on this point if they're going to get back in this series.
Yeah, they have finally switched off the sniper as well here, so they decided that was not working. We do see Lupus back up on the Soldier here, so are going to have a lot more spam. It's going to be much harder to contest here, and yeah, they're just going to be able to have a lot more control pretty much throughout this game. But Jacka kind of has to go huge here, do something a little bit wacky, a little bit wild, and he does do that. He just jumps from Cliff. It's going to take a lot of time off of this Uber. The only pick that's going to come out of it, not the only pick, they also get Jacob during this as well here, but might enable them to set up some sort of a forward hold for this. But yeah, I mean, no Uber now. Habina going to have that Uber advantage, so 3 steps back. Really only need to get one good push out here, and this map could be theirs.
Yeah, it's all on what these soldiers can do, ratting it out, trying to catch somebody off guard. Jakob going to get into spawn and hit that resuppliers. Habina's had to walk all the way to point, actually going to use very, very late. Dropped one player, but it might not matter. It was Davey going all the way in very, very high, cutting off the door, locking the exits, but gets taken down in the process. And actually this cap's coming in rather slow as well, and POUNDLAN's clock has been creeping forward. So maybe this has lasted long enough now that POUNDLAN could be back in with a chance. Row at 80%, and it's only whether Row can get this Uber charge up and get across the point quickly enough. Lupus going down at a rather inopportune moment, but the point hasn't been capped, and times have equalised somehow.
Yeah, I mean, they played this super well, right? On the 3 steps back, just not allowed to do anything. They're dropping that player, meant they just couldn't chase in. Davey not able to get anything. Silves comes in with the Uber, gets Jacka straight away here, and wants another here. He is thirsty for blood. Can he get Habina? Does manage to get Habina there. That's such a big pick here. With only 15 seconds left and no heals, this could be a huge opportunity here for the side of POUNDLAN. They do have a slight play disadvantage on this playing field, but they've got spawners coming up any second now. See what they can do. LF Beans does go down early to the Nakari. There is absolutely no chance to get past that man here. Now we're fighting in this last struggle fight here. Can anyone go huge here? Maverick not able to hit. Jacob, sorry, not able to hit the air shot. And we have a pause. I think we know how this goes, though.
Yeah, I think the pause probably indicates that this has happened just as the rounds ended. We've got low players flying up into the sky, and yeah, it's not looking too great there in that final dying moment for 3 sets back. But yeah, there we have it. Going to all the way to the deciding 5th round of the series.
Absolutely is. I mean, they are really playing like checkers against each other here. It took them a while to kind of realize the sniper's not working, right? I mean, I think after that first round, where it was just such a wipe, it was like 3 minutes to nothing. They should have been like, guys, we need to change this. The sniper is obviously not working. Obviously, we're saying, as the natural counter, the sniper should get the big Russian man. He should die. 300 health head is nothing to the sniper, but it's all about that space game, and I think that's the big thing they had to realize, that actually this heavy is making huge space denial that we just can't deal with. Once you have those soldiers, once those soldiers can play more space denial, they can kind of trap those corners, they can shoot the corners that heavy wants to go around, or they can splash on the backlines a little bit more and allow Eon to not get so focused and have to do so much. I think it's been working really, really well for them. And I think just some small mistakes have been dropping one player. Davey going in for the hero play just didn't work for them. I think maybe if they just stayed back, you got some traps set up from Davey, could have had way more of a chance. But when you're in those stressful situations, it's what you go for, right? And he's made it work 2 times more, so why not go for it a 3rd time? But they're going to probably chat now, see where their tactics are leading, and do they want to keep that heavy? Do they want to go back to cookie cutter? It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because I almost think in that first round, I think maybe it's possible that the POUNDLAN strat wasn't that sound to begin with. It just sort of worked because everyone hit their shots.
Yeah.
Because we saw some of the sniper shots, some of the pipes and stuff, and that to an extent that can cover up a flawed strategy. And we saw obviously later on, like as soon as Eon's getting isolated more, the sniper's getting isolated more, not hitting the hero shots, and just getting pressured out, not being given the space to even try a lot of these shots, how rough it can be. And yeah, it's at the end of the last round where they decide, you know what, we're just going to ditch it, we're going to go back to the normal classes, actually with Lupus and Soldier this time, the Sylphs picking up the scout. That's where it works, that's where things click. And yeah, we saw some huge plays coming in at the end, obviously going into Pina at the end, and like yeah, there was some sack attempts coming in on those Uber chargers over on the 2 sets backside, and yeah, maybe this is the way forward, right? Maybe they stick with it, maybe they stick with what's working. And yeah, I sort of worry that first round might have just been things working a bit too well for POUNDLAN's own good.
Maybe, but do you now play 4D chess? Because they're like, oh, on 3 steps back, it's the heavy's maybe not working so well. Now do we switch back? And the Lupus is like, nah, I'm getting back on the sniper. I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, you can go back and forth with this very long. It's the game theory of it all. But what's going to matter is what happens in this final round. And this, I think, actually eliminates the loser from contention in the sort of probably. No.
They've got 2 more games.
Oh, the 2 more games, yes.
So,
okay,
but you know, this they want to win this. This is the easier game of the bracket. They've got both teams have some hard games coming up here, so they want to win this one to give them the best chance here. But why don't you take us away, Ben, here on this deciding round of product?
Yeah, we've now gone for a different setup altogether over on Poundland. They've got the sniper, but they've got it with 2 scouts, something we've not seen so far. POUNDLAN actually going all the way in behind already, all on the flank. Going to be caught out, and that's going to be a super big pick for Poundland as they come back in. Getting onto Maverick as well. 2 huge frags coming through, meaning going to be less denial on the point. Silver's going to jump in, massive damage. Looper's getting a nice headshot as well, and Habina's down, and it's looking so good.
Yeah, got the air body shot onto Habina there. Not quite as good, but he's hit a fair few air shots here, has Lupus, and my prediction came true once again. I play the 4D chess, so I understand the minds of these players. But yeah, Lupus just able to hit the shots early on this round, maybe feeling less pressured here, and he is holding on this little sight line here. Has managed to get Habina in the pass, so we'll see if they fall for it again. No, it's Nakari actually going down to Majaka there, so the heavy coming out again has worked wonders so far, but Lupus setting up on a really nice angle. Oh, he's just going to be rushed.
Ooh, yeah, getting chased down through the connector as well, and LF Beans might be going in for even more as well, as Nakari and Top have both fallen. And yeah, despite the uber advantage, it looks like Poundland going to have to run all the way back out and fight another day, as yeah, 35 seconds on that time is not bad. And with uber charge advantage, they're going to be coming in as quick as they can, see if they can really make this amount count, as Habina's actually getting rather quickly, so it has to be quick if they want to come in and make good use of it. And with a sniper, quick is not normally the way you get things done, and actually the sniper getting bombed out already. Perfectly on cue.
That was the most unlucky trap I've ever seen someone die to. The guy just jumps to the connector and dies. Uber trades do come out over the point here, though. It's going to be Silves versus LF Beans. Jacob, the only casualty so far, but they are pushed quite far back on Poundland, and Top does find his demise to Davey here. So now the control looking much better for the fight of the side of 3 steps back, with Pajaka just making so much pressure with this heavy. It's just kind of insane.
Yeah, absolutely. We still have an attempt at a flank there, a scout to start with, but now as soon as the point gets locked in, that's where the heavy's at its best, and it can just sit on the point and spam everyone down and lock off that space, deny those bombs, but it's not enough as they're forced all the way back out. Habina taking a fair bit of damage as well. Pajaka going to be set up on Cliff, where we've seen him have most of the success so far. Going to try and rain death from above, but point currently in the realms of the red with Poundland, as they're still waiting for Lucas to try and hit something, but these scouts charging across the point, trying to deny and trying to edge some cap time.
Yeah, just huge disrespect here. Soldier bombs do come in the back. Eon dies first. Do manage to get the heavy down this time in a row. It's looking actually pretty okay here. Trade does come out straight over point, as we've seen a couple times before. See what they change up this time. We do have a soldier jumping all the way in the back. Sills taking it deep. They want to get a pick here. Davey just caught in the blind spot there. Does get taken down here. Now this is looking good for Poundland. They want to continue this fight though.
Yeah, they're kind of stepping into danger, right? Lupus as well having the sightlines locked in, and with all the Nakari down means that they've got to really be capping this point quick if they can, but losing LF Beans as well. Silver's going on an absolute rampage. And Maverick's in, but Ro goes down. Maverick gets that last rocket off just before being taken down by the scattergun of Tob, and that's all they need, right? They haven't capped the point yet. They can get their spawners back in, not deny anyone. And yeah, they're going to have a massive advantage. Going to be almost a full ad.
Yeah, this is huge here coming in. And look, the players are so weak. There's no way they're even going to be able to contest this point now. I think it should be a free cap here, unless the sniper has something to say about this. And is this what's going to happen? Pretty much. They are going to send a couple players in for something. Sills doesn't manage to get the pick on Davey. This poor man's being so pressured here. Even get a force out actually during this as well. They're just chasing down the whole Boston Basher. That's just BM.
Yeah, the Ubered Boston Basher is lethal. It is absolutely lethal. The only downside is out of the window. So yeah, that's such a big kill, and I guess with the timer so ticked down on Poundland, it's a push that needed to happen. And it needed to happen in the clean manner that it did. They can now get the heavy posted up on the point. They've got uber advantage. They have to be careful, obviously, about the sniper, obviously about the Sax potentially coming back in, as a target will be on Habina's back, given the uber situation. But someone's actually just going to walk in and try and push the point already, try and bait someone in, make someone overstep, and maybe get caught out to some spam or some sniper.
Sills goes down some traps on point there, and Jacob comes in and does manage to just find some back shots onto Eon there. Unfortunately goes down. There's just so much pressure from these soldiers. They're doing such a good job. Just allows their scouts to run in. And then with the heavy on point, they just don't worry about anyone flanking, because he's just on patrol, and it's working so well for them. And they're just keeping control over and over and over again, just sending Ro back to the respawn queue every single fight, and they just can't keep letting this happen. They need someone on full protect duty on Ro making sure these soldiers can't get anything done. I just don't know if it's going to happen with this sniper. I feel like he needs to realize, again, on Lupus, get the ego out a little bit and realize this isn't working. They do get the force, so this nice Saka 10 does come through him. But what was looking like such a great advantage for POUNDLAN has once again come down to even time with only 40 seconds left and a forward hold being set up here for 3 steps back. This could be looking very, very dire.
Yeah, and they're shuffling classes on again. Lupus now back onto Scout. Silver's coming up on Soldier. And like you say, there's a forward hold to contend with. poLAND is not looking too great because Ro now actually almost has again already. So, excuse me. No, Habina is building at 50%. My eyes deceive me as the push comes back in. Pajaka up on the cliff, eating quite a bit of spam, but he's currently winning the fight against that Soldier. But that might not matter as the Uber charge coming out across onto the point, trying to cap up as fast as they can. There's 10 more seconds to do it. As the scouts coming in, Lupus running across the point, trying to get the point cap. There's a pyro on the point, there's fire everywhere, there's explosions everywhere. Big damage, Top getting 2 with the flamethrower. And they're not out of this yet on POUNDLAN.
Really, really lovely by Top here. This Pyro's worked so much, well, just to break the forward hold, but actually manages to get 2 crucial picks. Got a reflect kill into those flames as well onto Habina. Takes him down before he can get that Uber up. Now, it's a bit of a scrappy fight coming in. You need to be careful you don't lose too many people, but it's looking good for POUNDLAN here. They are going to be having a very, very... Yeah, just can't even call it an Uber advantage. Basically, even Ubers here. 40 seconds left on the clock. Top is going back to spawn his. Wants to switch back onto that scout before this next fight happens, but if I was decided 3 steps back, you just get this fight going. No Ubers in play. You have a heavy. You have that ground control from that perspective, and this is exactly what they need here. But no, they want to go aggressive on the side of POUNDLAN. They do not want to give them an inch. Yeah,
and getting one pick over in the car. They're trying to get in behind, not quite able to get the space. Wonder what Davey getting caught on the point is huge. Those sticks could be so valuable for Denied, and the rockets going from Silvers as well. The heavy's getting caught blindsided on the point, but everyone's gone down on POUNDLAN, and they're going to win it out. 2 seconds on the clock, and the cap comes through. 3 steps back, come back into the series and win it out.
What a close game that was, though. 2 seconds left on that clock. They played that exceptionally well at the end. I mean, I did not know which way that was going to go at the end. The Silves was hitting those rockets. He just hits 2 perfect directs. I was like, this is winning it. I look on the other side of the point, and there's just so much spam coming down to everyone else. They lost their heals. They lost their Demi-Man. There was nothing more that could happen. They just walked it over point, and it worked. And that's just what happens sometimes on product. You can just walk it over.
Yeah, it just comes down to the scrappy moments. You just have to have that just sort of instinct communication with your team and just coordinate everything perfectly in those scrappy couple of seconds that you have to get that push working, and they do it perfectly. So yeah, really great battle. And I've got to say, that's sort of a not too common of a sight in TF2 to have a game where the strats are so they're so back and forth. Right? Teams constantly round to round counter-stratting each other. It was pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, great game. Great game overall. I mean, I think I have to say Jacob had a great game. I think he had some amazing moments. I think he played it super smart. I think he went behind when he needed to go behind. I think he played those bombs really well for distraction for his scouts to walk forward. They just kind of knew how that heavy was going to work as well. They knew when they needed to play the heavy walking forward and taking that space on point, and when they needed to play the heavy as just that laser minigun. You can't take connector. You will just take 50 damage.
Yeah, the anchor you can put, and it makes it so hard as well to get to the med. Right? Any bombs, bombing into a heavy is like bombing into a sentry gun, right? It's awful. But like I say, great work there from 3 steps back. We've got some logs to have a look at, see who's been doing the numbers. That is some mad DPM on some of those players. Davey and Sills both breaking into the 400s. Wow.
Sills playing scout for half that game as well.
Yeah,
wow, that man was going a bit crazy. Davey had a great game, just had so much control, so much more free space that I feel like Eon had. I feel like a lot of the time Eon was just getting bombed and super focused. But I say the same for Davey. I can't count on the number of times that he was just rushed by scouts. They knew he was a problem. I think, good deck kills as well. Great trap placement. Just had good area control. And some of the bombs on his Ubers were just phenomenal. Getting the medic so many times. Yeah,
really, really well played. And yeah, this win's really massive, right? Because both of them coming into this were on 0 wins. They'd lost all their games. And this is sort of the lease of life that 3 steps back need now to maybe have a push into one of those spots to sneak into the playoff bracket starting tomorrow. But of course, they don't just need this win. They need to go on forward and get some more results like that in the bag. And it was a tense one now, so it'll be a tense couple of final rounds for 3 steps back.
It definitely is. It's going to be some tense games coming up here. I don't think, unfortunately, we have either of these teams coming up on stream. Or is it a 3 steps back one next? No. I'm just lying. Sorry, stream. But yeah, I mean, super close one. I mean, we're hoping to see these teams coming into the lower brackets here. Looking at the games coming up here, we do have coming up, I mean, basically now we've overrun a tiny little bit. Sorry for that. We have Mandem versus Nandem. You know,
Caster's nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to whoever is doing that. I'm glad I'm not doing that. But, you know, yeah, we have the big, strong Prem Mandem multiple times, second and third. And then we have Nandem, who I think won Div 1 last season.
Second place.
Did they get second place in the end?
They rolled it in league play and then they choked in the final.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're just
They
like
won
the
it.
parent
They won.
team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The curse continues.
You said
there.
it, not me.
But yeah, a lot of up-and-comers on that team. Obviously, that Menden team, a little bit different than what we normally see, so there's definitely an opportunity, but they have looked good all day as well. So definitely stick on for that one. I think it's actually going to be a really close one. And then, yeah, we also have a game 22. Witness Gaming for the first time in the day. Our number 1 seeded team. Germans also looking super, super strong throughout this as well. But, yeah, great to see a Witness Gaming. Haven't seen them last season, so I'll definitely be tuning in for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, in order to not overrun any further, we will jump off. So stay around and watch these last 2 games coming up.
Bye for now.